All right. So what y'all think about
I,
think? Yeah.
well, when I, the whole story is just kind of crazy to me, and how it just makes me look at the whole world. You know what I'm saying? Society in itself, like the things that we marvel over and give attention to, and like how is this woman become a celebrity because she partook in a murder and killing her mother? Like, it's just crazy what people would entertain, and what society would throw money at. Um, that's all I've been thinking about. Like, how is this woman coming out of jail from commit murder, and now she's on her way to being rich because
Yeah.
of the because she got the Netflix special, and I believe she got another show too. Like, they follow her every day, her life every day. One of my coworkers was watching it, and
Mm,
it's like a series. You know what I'm saying? It's got like a lot of episodes and stuff, and it's like on daytime TV. Like,
okay.
cause and
I
I
think
was
I saw part of it where that because I think they showed her the release of her of
yeah.
from prison.
hmm
Okay.
They showed up to her getting released, and everything they was talking about, and she was talking to a friend, talking about how optimistic she was that she was going to be getting released and everything went well, and
Okay.
she does, to me, she does sound like a master manipulator. Like
Okay.
she like I can't imagine being in jail for murder, but how she, and I'm pretty sure she's not like in a regular population with everybody because she's a celebrity all of a sudden in jail. So she probably has special privileges and stuff like that. But to be in jail for that, and she acts like it's not her fault, but she doesn't seem like she's remorseful or sad or anything. It's just all about, like, I don't know. It's crazy how she speaks about it. Like, it doesn't sound like a person who's remorseful about their mother being killed or anything like that.
Okay.
I mean, she's just playing the celebrity role. So she's a celebrity now, and that's what it is.
Okay.
I don't like
Um,
it.
what do you think, Java?
So let's talk about trauma responses and PTSD. Okay. Because unfortunately, a lot of us are not really educated on the different types of responses a person can have to trauma. Reality is, because I had to read up on this story. And after what I read and saw, like, basically from the time that the mom was basically using her to commit some fraud all the way up to when they found mom in the house, other than her actually murdering her mom, you got to look back at how she lived her life as a child and the instances of abuse, how she learned manipulation basically from her crib in different forms. We all learn some type of manipulation when we're born, but she learned manipulation like on a day-to-day basis. Like, this was her life for a long time. And nobody really explained to her, this is not right, this is deceptive, whatever, because her mom kept like that short leash on her. So it's so many different types of like long-term issues that come from traumatic experiences. One of them is that sense of meaning and management of feelings and emotions. Like, a lot of times people think that that person who has experienced the trauma, they should be someone who, they should be um still scared of the perpetrator, or they have bad memories. But one of the trauma responses for PTSD is that they either exhibit the same behaviors of their perpetrator, or they hold behaviors that their perpetrator committed upon them. They hold those behaviors to some type of high esteem. I think she's wearing a mask and really trying to be this brave person after this experience that she's had, when in reality, a lot of what she's doing, a lot of behaviors that people are saying that they see, this is just her responding to what happened to her.
Hmm.
She's doing what she learned how to do from her mom, and she's having responses based on what happened to her. Doesn't mean that she shouldn't have been held accountable for the actual, death of her mom. But at the same time, like I say all the time, manage your expectations. She's had a very traumatic experience, and it's going to take her years, if not the rest of her life, to like really work through this. You know, Obviously, there's some people around her that are kind of boosting the celebrity image. I hope she has somebody around her who's boosting the healing image. So
So is this like when I first heard about this, and just me, that's the raw thought I had in my head, right? I'm just excuse my language, but I was like, man, this bitch should still be in jail. That's what my thought. Like she should be locked the fuck up, right? But whatever reason, we know the reason, but she is out, and now half the world looks at her as a victim, and she needs some help, and she needs healing, and all this other stuff, and I'm on the other half that's like, man, fuck that. She's a murderer. She needs to be in jail.
Well, but do you actually know like what her mother was doing to her? Like her mother, her mother was taking her around. Listen, so just imagine this. Just imagine if I took Day and was taking Day to doctors constantly, having to put her on medication that she did not need, that was actually making her sick, so that she, to the point where she couldn't even walk. She had to use a wheelchair. Right? Well, it was nothing wrong with the girl, but her mother was actually making her sick and making her believe she was sick. Shaved all her hair off to make her think, to pretend like she had cancer. It was nothing wrong with her hair. Had the girl walk around here bald. Had the girl behaving in a way that was younger than her age because she was saying that she was developmentally delayed. She was not developmentally delayed. Like her mother was doing this stuff to her from the time she was very small.
So why she not in the psych? So why she in the
the medication was messing her up to such a point that her teeth fell out.
So why she in the psych hospital? Why she not in a psych jail, a psych prison there?
I can't answer that.
Tried to. And I was about to finish. And then when she became an adult, her mother still would not let her be. She wouldn't let her get away. Like her mother was like, she was lying to people and being like, "Oh no, she needs help." Like she tried to run away, and her mother still came back. And
I get all of this. Yeah. I get all of that. My thing is, what in court can a black person go and tell all these sob stories and be like, and be out like, how many months did she do? Did she even do a year?
She did 8 years.
Man, what the fuck? She look young as hell. I'm just not finding out about this Gypsy Rose. Obviously, she's a big thing.
We gonna watch the movie. We gonna. It's a movie about it.
It's a movie. She got a movie too.
God, yeah, they've been putting the movie out. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Is there a movie in addition to the Netflix series?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, when you watch the series, I watch the series.
This the movie on right here?
This is the Netflix series.
Okay.
And it's crazy. It's like she didn't physically abuse her, but this woman had her thinking that she was ill. She had the entire community thinking that she had illnesses that she didn't have. She was taking her to doctors and making different stories, and I think she had multiple doctors, because eventually the doctors are going to know nothing's wrong with her, but somehow she was able to
she was like just taking her to different doctors and like giving her treatment, putting her through like painful treatments that she did not need, saying she was sick.
And she isolated her, and I think that's a huge part of abuse. She isolated her from just girls her age, and so she acted much younger than she really was. And anyway, you just see that there's definitely some abuse going on there. So my question to you guys
is, my perspective changes a little bit since she was in jail for 8 years. Maybe she did get some help. Well, I thought it was much shorter than that. I'm not too I'm not well versed on this whole topic, but I just thought she was in and out like maybe like some months, a couple of years maybe. But it was 8 years. Maybe she got some help. 8 years is a long time. She could have got the right help that she needs to come out in society, but 8 years for a murder that was premeditated. Because I hear what her mother did. Yeah, her mother did some horrible things to her, but she still had to sit back and think about how she was gonna retaliate to convince her boyfriend to do this. So that's murder all day long.
I don't even look at it as thinking about how to retaliate. I think of it as literally feeling like she couldn't get away.
There you go.
Because she had tried to run away. She was an adult. And she had ran away and gotten away, and her mother convinced like the police and stuff, like, "Oh no, she's delayed. No, I'm her guardian." Like, and they sent her back. And so she felt like, I could just imagine how if she grew up that, like, it's one thing because we grew up how we grew up, so it's other option, like, oh, you could, I ain't gonna stay here, like that. But I can only imagine, like Miss Jovo was saying, if you've been isolated and just, told certain things for so long, and then you try to run away, and then you still get brought back. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
it's a sad, tough situation. I mean, it's tough. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't. At the same time, you do want to have some type of sympathy for her, but at the same time, like we know how the legal system is, and we know 9 times out of 10, other people that look like us, we ain't gonna get that same break. You know, and I'm just looking at it like, okay, it's a sad story, but everybody got their sad stories. Everybody got treated wrong, and I'm not here to gauge how wrong she got treated as opposed to somebody else how wrong they got treated. That's not my job. I'm not qualified to do that. But
I just want us to understand that explanation of behavioral responses to trauma is not a cop out to not hold the person accountable for their behaviors. Like, and what I'm saying that because I'm explaining to you all like the different people respond to trauma in different ways. So it's not an excuse, but a lot of this behavior would probably like decease or just stop altogether if we have a better understanding of behavior. You know, you have to kind of get in the mind, the thought process, and the emotional process of a person who's been through trauma. I'm not saying that she shouldn't have went to jail. What I'm trying to give is a clear picture of why someone would do this. You know, she's literally trying to get away from the person that basically had been abusing her since she's been here. So it's like all of the things that we see now, like her, like I saw those TikTok videos that Cannon was sending us, and I watched a couple of other clips on Facebook, kind of this attitude of, I don't care what people say. And, you know, I'm just going to be me. And I'm a whole lot better person since I'm out of that situation. That is a front. She is very much still traumatized by what happened to her, on top of the fact that she was incarcerated for it. And I don't know if any of you all ever worked in a prison, let alone did like extensive time inside of a lock facility. That alone, after you've been abused and traumatized, that environment alone is traumatizing. So it's not to say that, oh, she shouldn't be held accountable. It's just to say that, okay, let me give y'all a clear picture as to why she's lashing out and kind of got this nonchalant attitude all of a sudden, or this, you know, I got it like that attitude. This is a response to what happened to her.
And I get all of that, but for me, for a person like me, I will never get a clear understanding because I don't know her, and I don't know what she really how bad it affected her. I don't think no one will. So I don't know how manipulative she is. I don't know what part was actually stemmed from the trauma that she had with her mother, or like could have been retaliation. I don't know the situation enough to. I don't know her enough to be like, oh, she committed murder. That's all I'm looking at. Like, and I went in her home when her mother was doing all these things. So I will never, and it's cool. I don't have to understand it. I don't have to understand it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in her mind or whatever, and I'm not trying to understand it. But I just know it's a hard situation.
Raquel
to be in. You know what I'm saying? So.
Raquel does have like an interesting comment. She says, not until she got a good taste of that man, because she meets this young boy, right? Now all of a sudden she got some sense. That man laid it on her. So my thought is, okay, well, yes, she was definitely being abused. She started to kind of realize that something wasn't right with her living situation, but it wasn't until she met the boy, and the boy didn't necessarily know what her condition was or like what her mom was doing to her. But that's, if I remember correctly, that's when she really started to like want to get away. So do you all think that, you know, had this boy not been around, that she would have done the same thing? Do you think it was mostly the boy motivating it? What do you all think about that?
That's actually a great point. And I think if the boy wouldn't have came around, maybe somebody would have came around to give her another view of things, because she probably felt good with the boy. You know, she probably started getting some emotions that she never felt before, and she probably never wanted to leave that place, which probably made her be like, I got to get away from my mother because my mother is potentially going to stop me from being where I feel good at. And so she probably started devising these plans, and that probably wasn't even the first plan she devised. That's just the last plan that we know of. She probably had all types of escape plans, and maybe it didn't work, and she got desperate. I will never know, but I do feel like because she found someone she thought that she found someone that she loved, and she probably felt in a good place with the dude, and she wanted to stay there, and she probably told him about everything, and he probably felt like, hey. I don't know who the idea was. Of course, she says it was his, and she's making it seem like he did it, and I didn't actually do it, but you did actually do it. You just didn't actually do the physical act of it, but whatever. But yeah, I do think he had a lot to do with it.
Well, Gypsy Rose has a little something to say to all her haters.
Okay, someone says to.
Oh, where is it? Oh no!
All haters.
Well, you're already clapping back on social media. I've seen those. I do believe y'all had some spicy things to say to each other.
Well,
I can handle negative comments towards me because I don't care. But when it's about somebody that I love, I want to clap back. And that was my, clap back a little bit. I'm going to come to his defense. He's my man. That's what wives do.
Gypsy is living her best life right now. No, I'm just playing. No, she's happy to be out, and she does have to try to navigate this new.
Yeah, I just can't stand people. It's like people all up in the comments talking about how her husband looked like her mama. People traumatizing. Like it's something wrong with them. Like for real. Like it's really something wrong with these people. Like that is like why would you be saying that to that girl? Like why would you be saying that? That is like crazy.
Well, I think it's because they're not seeing her as a person that's been abused. They're seeing her as like another crime project.
Right. Like, yeah, that's what I mean. Like this entertainment, because it's a community of people that get entertained by true crime.
No,
and that's crazy because it's like, no, this is true crime. This is not Jason. This is not Friday the 13th.
Yeah, we go treat it like that.
This is real people. What?
She on here playing this role, spicing it up for entertainment reasons. So we go give her everything we give all these other celebrities, the good and the bad.
No, but the problem is what I'm saying is that they were doing that before she even got out, and so for her, she feels like this is really her only avenue to make a living at this point because she's so infamous. Oh, no. So I mean, what is she really gonna get hired to do?
Oh no, I don't blame her at all. She's supposed to get them coins. Hey, she's doing the right thing as far as.
But Darren, you're saying like this comes with the territory.
Oh, exactly. Like it's sad to say, but this is your life now. You're a celebrity. You wanted to be a celebrity because you didn't have to sign no papers to be on no TV and all this and that and get them checks you're getting. You didn't have to do that. You wanted to tell your story. You wanted everybody to know your side of the story, how you ain't had nothing to do with the actual murder. So now you open to get judged like everybody else. If you don't want to get judged, you don't want the negative comments, then stay out the public.
No, but my thing is that in her situation, is that really her story is already out and people is already. You see what I'm saying? So it's it's almost like being shoved. Right. It's like being shoved into a situation.
That's cool. But this could have been like a year thing. She's going to have probably 10 to 13 episodes of her life for the next 20 years, like them other reality TV shows. So this is what she signed up for. This could die down very quick, but it's not going to die down. It's all because of her.
It's not
all because of her. What I'm saying is because she's in that true crime community, right? She's infamous in it. They have an interest in her, what she's doing. They're gonna be following her. They're gonna like she's like a Jeffrey Dahmer, what I'm telling you is these people.
Jeffrey Dahmer no more. Anybody talking about
yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Who talking about him?
People
that story is unforgettable. Every decade they talk about this man. That story is unforgettable.
It's the true crime community. You have to you know how it's different communities, the people that come together, and you will never really know what they over there talking about and what they doing unless you go peek in there.
And
I'm telling you that. And I'm telling you that they be that they like love this stuff. Like they got this is what they do. Like it's crazy.
Exactly. I'm telling you, they created the monster that they made.
They the ones who be writing to these people as pen pals who be marrying them and doing all this stuff. Like
Her mama made her.
Nope, the true crime community, they got exactly what they asked for.
Yeah.
Every time they get exactly what they asked for. I'm trying to think of the story that Lifetime made out of a movie in the 80s and 90s. I cannot think of it. But the woman, husband, white couple, very affluent, had 3 kids, perfect life, owned houses on every side of the country. Wife premeditates to kill husband. And he had a lot of money. He basically came home one day and was like, I don't want to be married to you anymore. And she couldn't deal with it. So she planned out his murder and successfully killed him. And then his new wife. And they're still talking about that story still to this day. True crime makes some of this that like manage your expectations. Like they
What is lady at? What is lady at? What is lady at? She's still in jail?
She did time in prison. And not only did she do an interview on the actual Oprah Winfrey show when Oprah actually had a talk show, I think twice, they interviewed her again when she got released from prison. And she still justifies, killing her husband and his new wife. She still to this day. You know why? Because that true crime community that rallied behind her saying, he shouldn't have dumped you like that. And yeah, you should have got rid of him like that. She still got a little cheer section. So as long as she got that cheer section, she's going to go with the whole, I was justified in my actions. Like I always tell people that nothing is traumatizing to you until it actually happens to you. And she was one of those stay-at-home moms, believed in the sanctity of marriage. Almost 30 years of marriage and your husband come home one day and just tells you, we're done. She responded traumatically. She did. And it's not to excuse her behavior because she went to prison and did 80% of her time. The feds got to her. But still, it happens. Like the people that rally behind these people, they hold some responsibility to that too. So I agree with what Cannon said. They created this Gypsy Rose character. They played a part in it. The celebrity part, as Darwin would say.
Y'all giving her too much victim. Y'all victim.